Rebuilding Uganda, episode number 5, The Military in Our Politics. Today is September 24th, 2025. My fellow Ugandans, today's broadcast is directed especially to Ugandans serving in Museveni's armed forces, police, prisons, and those who claim to be political activists. In October of 1995, a great man told people gathered at Oriole Park in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, that freedom consists not in doing what we like, but in having the right to do what we ought. End quote. As free Ugandans, we have chosen to proclaim and defend truth in this struggle to save our country. We could join the chorus of those who sing sweet phrases to soothe some people's egos, but we have not decided to do so. That is hypocrisy and the betrayal of Uganda. Let us be like that little boy who ashamed powerful leaders when he exposed the truth that the emperor is naked. We have warned the Ugandans before and would like to repeat it here that participating in Museveni's sham elections only legitimizes his regime. This is an alien military occupation of our country. What we as Ugandans ought to do is remove it and rescue Uganda. The greatest mistake a Ugandan can make at this time is to participate in Museveni's sham elections as a candidate for any office or as a voter. The Tutsi invaders established their system to bluff the world that they are accepted and supported by Ugandans. This system is inadvertently sustained by gullible, greedy Ugandans who are lured into it by the millions of shillings offered or promised to them. Any indigenous Ugandan person who is deemed not to fit in their hidden agenda is sidelined and eventually eliminated. As you all know, this has been done many times before. What else is new? If you accept to participate in their wicked game, you are obliged to follow their rules and also to suffer the consequences of their judgment and humiliation. Why do you accept an invitation to a banquet offered by your enemies? You have no reason to complain if they in turn serve you poison. The dictator diligently picked his people to organize and manage the election process. You all know that the Electoral Commission, which requires every candidate to obtain a certain number of signatures to qualify his or her candidacy, is his. Their wicked whims predetermine that one cannot or does not have the required number of signatures. To whom do you complain? The dictator's hand-picked judicial system, where all of its members serve according to his desires and orders. The dictator has a personalized military force called UPDF, consisting of brutal and savage killers trained to carry out his orders of arresting, torturing, and murdering any indigenous Ugandan who honestly opposes the Tutsi occupation of our country. The dictator's military patrols the streets and the villages to intimidate, harass, kidnap, and kill any indigenous Ugandan who opposes his occupation. Thus, dictator's hand-picked electoral commission decides who wins and loses in any election. Mark you, Uganda does not have a national army, nor do we have a national police force to keep law and order, to protect the lives and the properties of the people. The existing military force, UPDF, is a personal army of Museveni and his family. The officers serving in both the military and the police are interchangeable, but commanded by a select few and a well-trained team of Tutsi occupiers. Remember, Kayihura was commander of the police and he was a military general. For some indigenous Ugandans who were recruited into Museveni's armed forces, never forget that you are true Ugandans and have no other country to run to. Remember also that your usefulness to your current boss is in how much havoc you may be ordered to inflict upon your own people. Otherwise, you too are dispensable. Remember that you were recruited to serve his interests. In their plan of controlling the Great Lakes region, Order number 8 says, avail yourselves with the credulity of the Bantu elites and use them to promote our interests and to look credible. As soon as it is over, expose them to show their inefficiency. And a quote. If you doubt this, look at what Museveni has done to Rebecca Kadaga, who helped him remove the age limit and the term limits from the Constitution. Look at General Kasirye Gwanga, who assisted the Tutsis to identify Andrew Kayira so that Dragon Nyanzi could shoot the right target. In 1987, Paul Lokech, using a walkie-talkie, was an informer for Museveni's army, which was under the command of Mugisha Muntu at that time, so that Acholis may not succeed in defending themselves against mass extermination by the NRA invaders. He did exactly what Nobert Mao did against the Acholi people and the entire Uganda, as confirmed by Salim Saleh in 1997. Consequently, Paul Lokech was promoted to the rank of general for a job well done in selling his own Acholi people. Remember the Wembley project of General Kayanja and how many lives he exterminated. Will Ugandans ever forget the innocent people of Kasese who were killed in 2016 by then Brigadier Peter Irweru? He was promoted to the rank of general for killing fellow Ugandans on behalf of his bosses. A few weeks ago, General Tom Kabuye, a Muganda, who served the Tutsi against his own people as deputy to the chief of military intelligence, was mysteriously found dead in his house. How about Mr. Jacob Olanya, who was a rising star among the Acholis? He had to be eliminated lest he leads his people against the Balaru invaders. And we can go on and give you so many names like that. The same story, same results. If you are an indigenous Ugandan who is serving in their armed forces, remember that you are being used to torture and exterminate your fellow Ugandans. After they have used you, your end is set just as they have done to many other Ugandans before you. When Tutsi invaders deploy armed thugs to beat, harass, and torture Ugandans, the compromised indigenous Ugandans are given guns and clubs to beat their fellow Ugandans. Meanwhile, the Tutsi bosses give shooting orders. Sadly, the native soldiers have to prove their worth and loyalty to the boss by asserting the most savage brutality to their people. We must tell the truth about Museveni's occupation of Uganda and his many crimes against humanity. Crimes including but not limited to killing millions of people in Uganda and in neighboring countries, robbing Uganda and the DRC resources, destruction of our country's infrastructure, essential services, and total destruction of the national economy, healthcare, education, etc., etc. We informed you before that a true patriotic Ugandan should avoid participating in Museveni's sham elections as candidates or as voters. Doing so